Hello, Senior 4, Miss Lu here again speaking. This video belongs to class number 6, Comparatives and Superlatives. So as you can see in your class and as you will see in this video, we will be studying the difference between a comparative and a superlative. This is nothing new for you. This is something you have already studied. So there shouldn't be very problematic. But anyway, we're going to do a short revision of these two structures, okay? So, when we want to use a comparative, it is because we are trying to actually compare always two objects, ¿ok? Siempre en la comparación tiene que haber dos objetos o grupo de objetos o personas o lo que fuera. We'll take as an example these two markers, okay? So we can say, for example, that this marker is longer than this marker, okay? You can see this one is longer and this one is shorter. So in any comparative structure, you would say something like, this marker is longer than this object, okay? So actually you have two objects and you also have the comparative adjective, okay? Which in this case was longer, yes? And you always need to use the connector than. Well, not always, no siempre, pero en la mayoría de los casos, cuando los dos objetos estén presentes en la comparación, vamos a necesitar la palabra than para poder unir, sí, la comparación. This object is shorter than this object. So, first of all, let's remember how to form a comparative, okay? Remember that when we talk about comparatives and superlatives, we talk about short adjectives, which are those that have from 1 to 2 syllables. No es tan fácil dividir en sílabas en inglés como hacemos en español, por lo cual hay un poco de instinto ahí en ver cuán largo o corta es la palabra, ¿sí? But remember that when the adjective is short, you always add ER. So for example, if we take the word long, the adjective long, we're going to add ER, and so the comparative will be longer. However, if the adjective is a long word, such as beautiful, remember that you're going to have the word more before it, okay? So you're going to say something like, my sister is more beautiful than my brother, all right? But the thing is that because the word is long, a la palabra ser tan larga no le puedo agregar ER. También recuerden que if the adjective ends in Y and Y, such as pretty, always, this happens always, whenever, every time, always, when the adjective ends in Y, siempre que el adjetivo termine en Y, vamos a modificar la Y, vamos a poner una I latina y vamos a poner ER. So the word pretty in the comparative becomes prettier, alright? La Y se va, llega una I latina, agregamos ER, recuerden esa modificación. So, whenever, always, the adjective ends in Y, we consider it short and we change it with ER. Then, there are some adjectives, sorry, but I'm reading from your class so I don't forget anything. There are some adjectives that are irregular. They are called irregular, such as verbs, because they change completely. And today we're going to study good, which changes to better, bad, which changes to worse, and then we have little, which changes to less. This is important because así como yo puedo decir my brother is more beautiful than my sister, I can also say my brother is less beautiful. La palabra less significa menos, si es el contrario de more. So, yo puedo comparar a lo positivo, more, bueno, puedo decir, I don't know, this movie is more frightening than this series, or I can say this movie is less frightening, más o menos, more or less. Right there in the comparative section, you also have one structure, as, adjetivo, as, which is a comparative structure. I'm going to give you an example, and from that moment on, I'm going to try and explain. For example, I can say, my sister is as tall as me. If I say that, my sister is as tall as me. I am saying that my sister and me, we are both tall people, okay? So, mi hermana es tan alta como yo. My sister is as tall as me. So, whenever I use this structure in the affirmative, si uso la estructura as, adjetivo, as en el afirmativo, lo que estoy tratando de decir es que esos dos objetos que estoy comparando son iguales. Ahora bien, si yo la uso en el negativo y digo algo como my sister is not as tall as I am, lo que estoy diciendo es que somos diferentes, ¿sí? My sister is not as tall as I am. Y lo que tienen que tener en cuenta ahí es que siempre el adjetivo afecta al último elemento. O sea, en este ejemplo, my sister is not as tall as I am, o my sister is not as tall as me. ¿Quién es la que es tall? Me, ¿ok? Siempre el adjetivo que está en la estructura afecta al último objeto, ¿sí? El alto, vamos a poner otro ejemplo. My brother is not as intelligent as my father. My brother is not as intelligent as my father. Who is intelligent? My father. Pero mi hermano no, porque la estructura está en negativo, entonces me doy cuenta que hay uno que es más inteligente que el otro, ¿sí? Entonces, cuando uso la estructura as, adjetivo as, si la tengo en el afirmativo, los dos objetos son iguales, pero si la tengo en el negativo, los objetos son diferentes, ¿sí? Muy bien. Vamos a tocar con comparatives y en el próximo video les explico superlatives.